Wake up, Tenno. Incoming transmission.
Hey, is this thing on? Can you hear me, Tenno? Tenno, can you hear me? Wait, let me adjust this knob.
That's better. I think that's better. Hey, what's up, Tenno? I want to talk to you guys about the new weapons and what I think it means for Warframe in general. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce you to the channel. This is How Hard Could It Be, where I try and figure out how hard it could be to make YouTube videos. Update 25 comes around, drops 3 weapons into our laps for use. First I'll talk about the Fulminant. This rifle swaps between a silenced electric plasma bolt and an auto lightning bolt mode. It's got a rechargeable magazine. It even has a removable silence diffuser thingy that comes off and gets put back on when you switch modes. Secondly, the Cyan-X. This puppy has seeking bolts that might as well be spewing toxic clouds, and has a mag dump on the alt fire that throws out the entire magazine and does only IPS by default. Thirdly, that Comer-X. That lovely sniper rifle with 2 alt fire modes that are triggered based on your zoom. This is the first new sniper rifle since 2015, and upgrades don't count. What's really interesting to me about all 3 of these guns is that they all 3 take a mixed crit status build very easily. But I'll get into that here in a second when I talk about, are they good? Well, are they? Fuck yeah, they're good. They're some of the most fun I've had to date. Now, swapping modes with the Fulminant could be easier, but when you're able to gun down a nullifier bubble, then switch modes and clear out a line of enemies like it's nothing, it's bound to be satisfying. I just wish it were a shotgun for that sweet, sweet prime charge shell. But we can't have everything we want. It takes crit very well, it takes status just as well, and it's very satisfying to use. The easiest thing to compare this to is the Plasmor, of course. Now, it certainly has a smaller projectile and less damage, but it also has better crit chance, crit damage, and benefits greatly from the rifle's innately better crit mods. It even compares well to many of the slower crit rifles that one can currently build. The recharging ammunition is a take it or leave it factor for me. Sometimes it's a little worse, but switching weapons usually isn't that big of a deal. Now, the Cyan-X brings back Dreams of the Needler, without the finickiness of the explosion mechanic though. Instead, we're just spewing high status bolts everywhere, whether it's with the automatic fire mode or the faster mag dump. This weapon has already become my new favorite arbitrations pistol because the bolts seek out the drones pretty well. And honestly, I really want to try this against a Profit Taker because it can hold up to 6 different damage types at once, probably the most of any weapon. While the status is king on this dart gun, the crit chance is also very workable. It's not going to be the best, but it will be a solid boost to DPS. When it comes to comparisons, it blows the Zocti out of the water. The Zocti might as well be asking, who blew up my fucking battleship? Because between the fire rate and the ammo size and adding in the better crit stats, there's not really a comparison to me. It doesn't compare nearly as well to things like the Twin Grakatas or even the Dual Sestra, but it makes up for it with the better status and armor shipping potential. Not to mention the fact that with the homing bolts, you're going to hit almost every shot rather than missing with the higher spread rate. And then we have the Comer-X. Man, what can I say? This is probably my new favorite sniper rifle. Does it have the most damage? Nope. Does it have the highest crit? Nope. But what it does have is easily changeable fire modes by the zoom in. Whether you want the punch through or the viral explosion, both work very well. With decent enough crit, it can make quick work of trash mobs, and even heavies can only take 1 or 2 trigger pulls of the viral mode. This gun single-handedly saved my bacon when I accidentally got stuck in a defense mission while solo and had to fight between waves 25 to 30 by myself, although using Wisp's powers certainly helped. When it comes to sniper rifles, it's hard to compare because this is a new beast entirely. It's got lower crit and damage, but better fire rate and high status. This makes it better in your day-to-day missions while it may lag behind with bosses. I'd take this into a standard mission over anything, maybe even my old favorite sniper rifle, the Vandaltron. Snipertron Vandal. Old nickname, sorry. So why talk about these weapons at all? Why not just put out some build videos and call it a day? Because I'm hoping these are the new standard of Warframe. For one thing, they aren't power creep. I think D has been trying very hard to avoid power creep whenever possible while still giving us new toys to play with. I'm hoping it carries on into the future, especially with the melee rework stuff. It also shows that they haven't run out of ideas. The Comer-X's unique firing style and scope mechanics really sets it apart from the rest of the snipers. The seeking bolts of the Cyan-X may give it a unique niche among players. I can even see the Fulminant being the new hotness for arbitrations. These combinations of fire modes haven't really been seen before. Have mag dumps been implemented? Yeah, but not quite like this, not with the differing damage types or the seeking projectiles. The silenced plasma shot combined with an auto rifle is pretty cool, and a sniper rifle that explodes when you zoom farther in, what can I say, that's amazing. I really enjoy the way these weapons synergize with themselves and sometimes each other, and I'm looking forward to more of it. DE, don't let us down on this one. And what can I say about the Fulmin's model? My goodness. The way it comes apart and you hold it when you're in the lightning mode, it's fucking cool. Like, no other weapon in the game has this. It's fantastic, and I hope we get to see more of these kinds of things in the game. Should I talk about Wiz 2? Hey, what's my time clock at? 5.5? Yeah, I got time. Alright, let's talk about Wisp 2. Why not? Wisp has a great kit if you ask me. Her nearly permanent buff reservoirs are fantastic, letting anyone pick them up whenever they want. It's especially great for defensive game modes like what's that one? That one where you are defending a thing? Alright, defense. Yeah, that one. You can always drop them wherever as well. Her Shadow Clone Jutsu is a handy little tool. Not one I use personally, but it's certainly handy for if you need to get vertical while you're using her Solar Beam. Then you get to the Breach Surge. You can teleport to reservoirs with it. You can use it to stun enemies around you in addition to the shock mode. This was one of the abilities that kept me in the defense target on that surprise solo moment I had. And then we have
Power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
One of these days I want to try using it to hunt an Eidolon. Until then, it's certainly satisfying to blast through a crowd of enemies. I enjoy it quite a lot. The developers are certainly trying to give it their all with the abilities and reworks. Inevitably, things miss the mark. After all, nothing can really please everyone. Personally, I'm grateful for all the effort that gets put into this game, whether it's weapons, warframes, or new game modes. Alright, it's time for me to reflect on this fiasco, and what a fiasco, man. I tried to do minimal scripting, even did an initial recording, and it was a dumpster fire. I couldn't get anything out the way I wanted. I was stumbling like a toddler through a minefield, so I just had to scrap everything I was working on and go ahead and make a script. Plus I got a late start to working on everything due to that. And then none of my video would import properly. 3 different videos wouldn't work. So I had to re-record them on the second computer, upload, download, convert, etc, etc, etc. Video retrieval has certainly become one of the defining difficulties with this whole endeavor. Whether it's using the PlayStation, another computer, or trying to get the footage in other ways. An unrelated anecdote to this particular video, but reflects off of my previous, is cross-promotion. I figured I'd try my hand at maybe posting it on Reddit. Unfortunately, I basically got stuck at 0, or I had no interactions. But I think I did manage a few extra views on that burnout video, so at least there's that. At this point, I'm just gonna finish up. Get the video edited, shove it out the door. I'm tired. Next week, there will be some tales from a certain crypt. Now maybe you can help me out in the following ways. Like, subscribe, hunt the Profit Taker, tweet me some fashion frame, look forward to Nightwave Season 2, and leave me a comment below about your favorite weapons.